Thank you. Before I start, there's one thing that I do need to do, and it's something that Bram used to do every day. So, where are those people? Thank you. Courtesy of the ladies from Blue Sapphire. Bram, this is for you. I know you like your coffee every day, so drink up, mate. Please try to put aside your anger as we come together to celebrate Bram's life. And it's all about celebrating his life. It's been an unforgivable tragedy for Bram's parents, Bart and Christy, and his younger brother Rob. We must not forget Bart and Christy and Rob's family in Belgium who can't be here today. And I'm sure there's many other people who would wish to be here and can't be. Being here today hopefully will ease some emotions. You may shed some tears. And please, this is personal for me too, because as you know, I know the family and Bram, and I might shed a few tears today along with you. Being together and being united by a common bond actually brings us together, brings the love for the family and Bram. It is said that these emotions shared also have the strength to heal. I've learnt that never to push one's memories away of when you lose a loved one. Share those memories. It was like yesterday. They're so important. Hold on to them, because nobody can take them away from you. However, it becomes overwhelming. Sometimes we who grieve need to take a breath and we retreat. It's not that we don't. Most importantly, I like to say thank you for being our community. The French philosopher Augustin Comte said, "To live in thought with the dead is one of the most precious privileges of humanity." A family friend who was very, very close to Bram, understood him. You could probably call her his second mum. I'd like to thank Helen Jean for penning and allowing us to share her beautiful poem for Bram, and I hope I do it justice. Most precious Bram, most innocent soul, so open to wonder, so wanting to know. My beautiful Bram, keep shining so bright. My vision is blurred from the tears in the night. I will light a candle for you every day. I will sing for you, Bram. So, so sad you couldn't stay. Most precious Bram, so, so sad, my heart. Our spirits connected, they will never part. Most beautiful Bram, so dear to me. I will light that candle for you to see. Rest in peace, Bram. Love, Helen Jean. We sit next to each other and we do not say much. For everything you do, I have the same ritual. Dad, I'm looking more and more like you. I have the same hands, and I get your wrinkles with my skin. You have your ideas. I have my ideas, and we wander in thought. We always make it back home. Today, Bart and Christy and Rob have asked that we focus on the life achievements that Bram achieved. On Tuesday, the family had a private cremation for Bram. And on the way home, I asked Christy, and ladies, you'll get this, maybe you guys too, but I asked her probably perhaps a rather private question that we do share between us as women. I asked, when Bram was born, how was it for you? And she looked at me and she laughed, and she had the most beautiful laugh recalling this memory. She said, he was born in a hurry, he was premature, and he's been in a hurry ever since. Bram Willems was the firstborn son to Bart and Christy, born on Thursday the 19th November 1998 in Belgium, and is older brother to Rob. We just need the wind not to blow the stand over. Christy was recalling to me, we've had many conversations since a week ago yesterday. So many conversations. And I too learnt a lot. And she was recalling to me that when Bram was little, he was always trying to climb the fence. Even a childproof fence that they made around their home, Bram would often climb over that and take off and looking for those greener pastures, always in a hurry. So I can just see the mums chasing after their children, because they do escape really quickly, just a blink of an eyelid and they're off down the road. Arriving in New Zealand in 2009 must have been daunting and exciting for this 11-year-old, who always was looking for those greener pastures. Yes, the family arrived to warm summer green pastures of Kerry Kerry. Like any young man, Bram loved life. He loved his basketball. And Christy recalled the other day when we were sitting around having a coffee at their home, and she said to me, I can see Bram standing there and going, look Mum, I can still spin the ball on my finger. Free diving, scuba diving, Bram gained his diploma as a dive instructor through Dive Zone in Waipapa. I remember calling into Christy and Bart's place, and particularly with my late husband, and because this was in their other home in Kerry Kerry, and we were used to the two boys around, and we said, well, where are the boys? And she said, the boys have gone diving. And that's when I also learnt that Bram was doing his dive for his diving instructor's certificate.
Hi. Bram and I have been friends for coming up 7 years. We met through Rob, hanging out after school and on the weekends, them kicking my butt in pool and soccer frequently. Through the ups and downs of life in high school, we always looked out for each other. Since then, we've become part of each other's families, sharing Christmas, New Year's, and too many birthdays to count together. No matter how much time passed between seeing each other, when we got together, it was always the same laughter and love. Bram was like a big brother to me, and we always had each other's back. Bram was never afraid to try new things, and he always seemed to excel at everything he did, picking up new skills with ease. When he started spear diving, with me and a few friends, he picked it up straight away and outdid us all, doing a course in dive instruction and learning how to scuba dive as well. We spent so many summer days out in the water, spearfishing and usually catching more sun than fish. I'm not sure if it was a sunstroke or freediving a little too deep this one particular day, but while eating that day's catch, he suddenly became worried about getting salmonella from the raw fish. So from that day on, Our group had a long-running joke about the dangers of sea chickens. When we weren't out on some adventure, we were baking cookies and watching movies, where all the life advice would be shared. Bram is family to me, and there won't be a time in my life I won't miss his amazing smile, his hugs, his friendship, and the annoying way he'd rest his arm on my head. Rob, Christy, and Bart, I love you all so much. I've shared so much of life with you, the great banter from countless dinners shared, the laughter and love, and you'll always be family to me.
It was beautiful, thank you.
Hi, my name's Laura. I met Bram in 2016 when we were doing our dive course together at Dive Zone. We definitely had a love-hate relationship from the beginning. He hated how annoying I was, and I loved to annoy him. We could always hear complaining to our instructor Tara about how I was so sarcastic all the time and he couldn't handle it. Yet despite all that, me, Bram and Cartlia, we became really close friends really quickly. We used to spend all our time together doing anything, be it hanging out, going for a dive, or just driving around. He was like the cheeky little brother in our course that you couldn't help but love. He was our dancing queen, young and sweet and only 17. Even though he used to complain every time that song came on, you bet he'd eventually start singing along. But that was just Bram. He would always find the funny side of everything and take it in stride. Going with diving with Bram was always an adventure in itself. We used to take bets on what he would forget each time. It was usually the soapy water for his wetsuit, and we would have the honour of watching him pour freezing cold seawater into his suit to start a dive. Or it was his clothes at the beach, and even once his entire dive gear, which he decided to put in the unhooked trailer while everyone else put their gear in the van. Safe to say that one didn't go down well with Daryl, who had to drive him back. He had such an infectious personality, always there with that huge smile on his face. Anytime you were feeling down, Bram was there with some joke or a silly smile to make you smile. He'd always make you forget your troubles, and he always cared so much and did his best to help. But his smile was never bigger than it was in the ocean. Bram was such a natural in the water, and you could see it so clearly, just how much he loved it and the adventure he held. He was always itching to go out, and he used to pout any time the weather wasn't good enough. Bram will always be a part of our Dive Zone team, and he will never be forgotten, especially when Dancing Queen is playing.
I just know for a fact that things aren't exactly going to be the same now with you gone. And I know that I've had my fair share of disputes with him, but I was just twice as glad to have been able to resolve it all in time. I miss you, Bram. And I just want you to know, bro, that if there's anything you need, you know where I'll be, man.
Gentle giant spent time playing basketball, and guess what? Only to be spotted by an American talent scout and a possible scholarship to America. I guess I'm not the one to tell you about it, even though I've read and I've learnt about it, but somebody that was very special in Bram's life and the family life is Peter.
It was with utter disbelief and great sadness I read of tragic passing of our boy Bram Willems. I found myself lost for words and in total shock. Bram was a unique individual. A true inspiration on and off the court. Very passionate about basketball. When I first met him, did not know how to play basketball, let alone how to bounce the ball. True story. He was this tall, skinny Belgian boy who rolls into the gym with a big smile and his little brother Robbie next to him, wanting to be part of something. A competitive player, he worked really hard to gain recognition in his sport, the ultimate being basketball scholarship. He wanted to go to America. It was such a privilege to be part of his amazing journey. Bram to me was a kid with a big heart who went that extra mile to help, a constant kind of guy who was always there to lead to lend a helping hand, whether it be for his team, my life, or for our family. When we went spearfishing and diving, he would come with us. He would jump in and gather kai for us when I was too sick to do it myself. He was always on hand when we had fundraisers, adding making hangi as one of his many talents. Our daughters formed a special bond with him. Mai, Bram, to our dear friends Christy, Bart and Robbie. Sympathies are with you right now. It's never enough to express the sorrow we feel for the loss of your son. And brother. Oh. Ki kai I te whānau. A te atua, ko te manaaki, be strong, and God bless you all. Gloria, mana tondo ki te whenua, whakaro.
Thank you for those beautiful words. They were very moving. I have a lovely lady standing to the left of me. You would have already heard her poetry this morning. She's taken a deep breath and gathered some strength and would like to share something with you.
Good morning. This beautiful family moved next door to me many years ago when they arrived in Kerry. And I was so blessed they looked after me a lot. And there was a permanent pathway made between the hedge where both Bram and Rob used to come over every day, or nearly every day. And could we come over and play in the pool, Helen? Would that be all right? Yes, Bram. Okay, but no splashing, no big bombing, because the pool would be emptied. Next minute, splash! And half the pool was empty. And that was Bram. He was so precious. He shone so bright, really, this boy. And I could tell he was special because he was so bright, unique, and he had a really caring heart. I think that everyone that has met him would feel that. I really felt it, and I bonded with him immediately, and I loved sharing Christy's journey with her. And we used to sit there so frustrated at times, and then we'd always laugh because it was Bram. And as an example, he wagged school once, and of course his father busted him walking down the main street. That was Bram. He had a real love for life. And he had a different perspective, as we all do, on life, and his perspective was quite different to all of ours, which made him so unique. And he struggled at times to connect with all of us because he was different, and that's why I loved him. I'll always treasure him. He was actually my friend, and we shared many hours talking. He loved hugging. He really loved hugging. I'm so glad that we had a big hug before he went away. And I just want to say I'm really sorry to his family. It really is. It's so hard to find words. But I couldn't bear to not stand here because he's so special. And he'll be well missed.
Tēnā koutou katoa. I've known the Willems family for a long time because Rob and my son were good mates at school. But today I'm honoured to share on behalf of the Bald Angels Kiwimana whānau. When Bram joined our Kiwimana program in 2017, he walked in tall, expressive and intelligent, but lacking confidence and self-worth. He wore a coat of bravado and cockiness, like so many young people do. But we saw the soft, sensitive Bram behind the armour. Bram, you stepped up and you tried so hard to be the person you aspired to be. You knew what you had to do, and that beautiful smile beamed when you realised you were one of the tribe, part of our whānau. You jumped right into the Kiwi Mana program. You tramped Cape Brett, camped in the bush, grabbed opportunities, and actively immersed yourself in the team culture. We knew we had a wild one on our hands when you gave us the full Tarzan routine in the first week, swinging from the trees, leaping over cliffs, and catching a wild goat barehanded. You nearly gave Marco, Chris and Hedda heart failure, but in the end all was well and you proudly dished up goat stew. You amazed us with how multi-skilled you were. From diving and spearfishing in Mataldi, to baking cakes and cooking meals for the whole tribe, to creating meaningful art and awesome, crazy dancing at dinner time. And yes, that was a clever way to get out of peeling veggies and doing dishes. Oh yeah, if there was a way Bram could avoid the chores, he found it. But Bram, you had such strong qualities that helped shine a light wherever you were. I've never met a person who managed to find the best in everyone. When someone was low, you were there. When a problem needed to be solved, you were there. When there was an apology to be made, you made it. When someone needed help, you were always there. Well, unless it was peeling veggies or doing dishes. When there was something to learn, you were there. You were polite, articulate, well-mannered and well-groomed. And as our friend Hawke said, who couldn't be here today, and excuse my language because I'm quoting, that fella was a kind as fuck gentle giant with a big heart and was taken way too early. It's unfair. I think that articulates how we all feel. You really wanted to grow, be successful, build a great life and make your family proud, and you were on your way. You wholeheartedly loved this Kiwi Mana tribe and your family. When I spoke to you a few weeks ago, you were buzzing with pride about your job and the great choices you'd made. You still wanted to come and help pack the Bald Angels Christmas food parcels, but you were committed to your job. The Christmas before, 2019, you were there all day, just digging in and doing the mahi. All volunteer, and all because you're a compassionate guy with a big heart. You offered to volunteer so many times. And with regret today, I wish I'd taken him up so many times. Not many youth do what Bram did. Yes, you had challenges and obstacles, but you picked yourself up every time and you shared your feelings and you shared your vulnerability. That takes guts. Many youth wear that coat of bravado and it's mistaken for cockiness and arrogance. To everyone here and on behalf of Bram, I say, take time to listen and to value our young people. They all have so much to offer. They need to know they're valued, not judged. Our Bram didn't judge. Brammy, you shrugged that coat off and you trusted us to see the beautiful, kind man you were. Thank you. And Brammy, my friend, we all valued you. I know you're here and will always be here, looking over your brother's shoulder and standing tall by your mum and dad. Your wairua, your spirit is too strong to ever disappear, and I know you believed in a higher power. That higher power must have an important mahi for you in a bigger place than Earth. So go do your work, Bram, and thank you for the lessons you taught us. On behalf of your Kiwi mana family, Bram, you are our gentle giant, our brother, our son, and our friend, now and forever. You left a piece of your soul with each of us, and we're holding on tight.
Therese, I know how difficult that was for you, and thank you from the bottom of our hearts. It's truly very special. The question I ask is, how many times did Edison try before he got the light bulb right? Good on you, Bram, for getting up each day and trying to do the right thing. Doing the right thing, Bram worked for Ngā Pai Honey as an assistant beekeeper. This enabled him to buy his last car. Bram loved driving, especially manual cars. He loved going on road trips and having multiple stops. He kept looking for more greener pastures, and I figured the stops were also for coffee. He'd been saving up for another car and was so super proud finally to go and pick up his new car on Wednesday. That was Wednesday last week, folks. Next day he woke up early, and we all know that Bram's always in a hurry. We learnt that at the very beginning, you know. The grass is always greener on the other side. So anyway, Bram wasn't usually an early bird, but on this occasion he was. He was impatient. He wanted to share his new car with his friends. He left with a smile, never to return. I'd like to take a few minutes and we'll just reflect on what has happened so far in this service.
Ko timata mātou e te wā nei, e te tangihanga o te tamaiti nei e takato. E te atua kaharawa, tēnā koe moto manaki a mātou, e te tama, tēnā koe. Ai, a ko natu e ako iti, tō noho I rungo I te ao nei. te karanga o te atua, kia haere mai koe ki te taha iaia, ko mutu tō mahi I rungi tēnei ao. Ki te whānau hoki, e mihi aroha kia koutou katoa I te whānau. Nā, wēnei ngā wahine toa, ki rato I te mātou rōpu, a koe hoki Christi, te aroha o ngā wahine nei ka tae mai ki te awhi tēnei o tātou haerenga mo te tamaiti. Te mea, e kaore e mate, e tūtonu ana te wairua I rato I te tangata nei. Ki rato e wena tinana nā, ko mutu ki tēnā taha, ka hoki atu ki te māma a papatua nuku. Me rangi nui e titiro ana, ko puta mai te rā, I runga I a koutou katoa, e hoki ana ki te kāinga nei, ke kore koutou he whara. E tango hea wena mea pō kere kere, me pangatu pungarehu rau atu. E whakahoki atu te utu, ki a rātou e pangatu te wero. E te tangata nei, e tāna mahi e konei, ki te katakata I a koutou. E titiro nau, e whakaronga nau, ngā kōrero ki rato I a koutou mo te tangata nei. Tina hari ana te koa nākau mo tēnā. Te mea nui hoki, ko tēnei te mutunga, ki te haerenga o te tangata nei, ki te taha o te atua, e te arai, te rataha, ai, haere atu rā. E tai a koe ki te rerenga o ngā wairua, e runga I te aroha, te manaki, e titiro koe mai ngā mea o mua, ngā mea ki waho, ki raro, ki runga, e hoke moana te aroha ki te whānau hoki. Tēnei te mahi ki rato I a mātou katoa. Me te awhi I te whānau, me te awhi I a tātou katoa. Hara te mea I roa e wēne kōrero, he ngari, kei hea te āhua I a mātou I rato I a koutou. Kei konei nā, kei konei. Te aroha mo te whānau nei, ko tuku mai te waiata, mō ngā wahine nei, mo tātou katoa. Ko huri noa tēnā e pā, ko mutu taku kore noa, ka haure atu, ka puta mai te waiata, ka rere te wairua. No reira, e pā, tēnā koe mo tō manaki e mātou tēnei wā. Ko koe hoki te kai whakahore a mātou, ngā wā katoa. Āmene.
Whakaia mai, tori peka ki au, tia ho mai, la roto I te po. Te kona au, titiro atu ai, ora mate, e o koe noho ai. Whakaria mai, tori peka ki au, ia ho mai, da roto I te po. E kona titiro atu ai, ora mate, he o koe noho ai. Ora mate, he o koe noho ai.
Awhiti ono taitai hono, te hunga mate ki te hunga mate, rātou anō ki a rātou. Awhiti hono taitai hono, tātou te kaniora, o tai mai, ki te awhi, te kaupapa, o te haerenga o te tangata nei, me te whānau hoki, a tēnā koutou, tēnā no tātou katoa.
coming to the closure of the ceremony, and I just want to just talk about a few things and end on a really great note. I found this beautiful verse that sums all this up, and it's written by unknown. Sorry, very hard to know somebody that's unknown, but I think this sums it up beautifully. Think of me as one at rest. For me you should not weep. I have no pain, no troubled thoughts, for I am just asleep. If your heart is heavy now, because I've gone away, dwell not upon it, friend or family, for none of us can stay. To all those who liked me, I sincerely thank you, and I thank you all. And for those of you who loved me, I thank you too. In my fleeting lifespan, as time went rushing by, I found time to hesitate, to laugh, to cry. It doesn't matter when time began, and time will never cease. I'm here. I used it all, and now I'm at peace. Whānau and friends, as you leave to travel on your individual journeys and having made peace with some of our emotions, thank you for coming together with the family who are loved so much. We have become united in heart and mind and knitted together by strong bonds of love and friendship for the 6'4" gentle giant, as we know Bram. Your spirit is free. Fly to peace, where pains and ails are none. Find your rest in this new life that you have just begun. We who here ache for our love for you, it is so deep. We will take comfort from each other in every hour of your eternal sleep. My son, my brother, my friend, ki ha kaha, ara nui.